And now it's time for the greatest show in the history of television. The program that has reshaped the medium, and it's leading the way in terms of content, look, and sheer power. Yes, it's the Red Green Show, starring the dynamic and forceful man of action, my uncle, and quite possibly the sexiest man alive. Red, green, 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 green.
Thank you very much, Harold. Thank you, and welcome to the show. Thanks for watching. We got a real dynamic show for you tonight. A lot of guests and film clips and what have you, and it's a real good show. A good show.
Don't do that.
Sorry, we were up a bit late last night. We were looking for UFOs, you know, weird things from outer space. Speaking of which, come on over here a minute, Harold. Harold is my nephew and also the producer and the director of the show. He's a real jerk of all trades.
Plus, I do this. That takes us into our next segment, you know, in case this one's dragging or something like that. So naturally, I, need all these buttons. I'm busy.
Yeah, well, so anyhow, like I say, we were watching for UFOs. We were having a skinny dip after dinner, and we saw this huge thing kind of go through the air. And we thought at first that it was Moose Thompson, but this seemed to have some intelligence to it.
Do you look anything like this?
No, not at all.
Oh, well, that eliminates that.
That eliminates what?
You finishing your story.
We go out every Friday, drinking with the boys. We raise up a ruckus and make lots of noise.
Break most of our...
We break.
Most of our promises.
No, we break all our promises and most of our toys. Friday night drinking with the boys. Yeah, thanks, sir. Drinking with the boys. Drinking with the boys. 200 beers. Each one of us destroys. I love to go drinking. Drinking with the boys. Too bad they're all dead now. This week in the Handyman Corner, we're going to show you how to refinish furniture, and it's kind of a new technique that we're using here. Now, ordinarily, when I was going to refinish, say, a beautiful old chair like this, I would take just an ordinary dinner knife and just kind of, get that paint and what have you off of there. The problem with that is it does create the occasional blemish on the furniture, and it makes dinner taste funny. Now, the alternative that most people go with is some sort of a chemical stripper. Don't ever say that around old man Sedgwick. But we don't like to use the chemicals up at the lodge because one time Stinky Peterson stripped down the two-holer and he hasn't been able to think of anything that happened between 1985 and 1987. So what we like to use, and I think the best way to take a finish off old furniture is one of those heat guns, which will cost you actually up to about $40. But we have a way around that. I'm sure everybody has a few hairdryers lying around the house. One in the kids' room, one in the daughter's room, one in the wife's room, maybe one in the grandmother's room, one in your own room. Maybe you use them to dry the baby's bottom or whatever. What you do is you get about 6 of these together, and then you get an old broken down hockey stick like this. No, this is actually a good hockey stick. Well, I don't want to use a good hockey stick for this. There. Okay, now we got the hockey stick, and what we do is we attach the hairdryers to the stick using the handyman's secret weapon. Duct tape. All right, well, we got her all set here, and I got them all kind of generally pointing in the same direction. Now, the problem I could run into is these are about 1,500 watts power each, and we got 6 of them. So there's I guess over 7,000 or 8,000 watts of power there, which is too much for your normal household circuit. So what I done was I took the fuse out and replaced it with a nickel. Works great, only costs 5 cents. So anyway, we'll pick this baby up and we're ready to show you how it works on the chair. All right, you want to hit the power there? the workbench. We can use it on the workbench. Well, you get the idea. So remember, until next time, you want to kill the power. Until next time, you can't be a handsome man. You can be a handyman or something like that.
Uncle Red will be right back with his extraterrestrials.
Hey, wait a minute. I have the same number of terrestrials as anybody else. You know, Harold, I've met some people over the years, vegetarians. You ever heard of them?
Yeah, there are people who won't eat meat unless it's, like, grown in the ground.
Yeah, yeah. I hope this never happens to you, Harold. Have you seen them? They look like big green beans.
They're a little pale.
They're pale, they're green. They're not pale, they're green.
Green?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess there's a green pale, so in that way you could say they're pale.
That's true. I don't get that.
Okay, but the thing is, you are what you eat, all right?
Uh-oh.
Why do you think we never have rump roast?
That explains a lot.
Oh, yeah. The vegetarian thing, to me, that's an animal thing. It's a rabbit. Look out!
Go with it. Be very calm. They can smell fear.
So can I.
That's me, I'm sorry. I was a little more afraid than you was.
See, if you're a vegetarian, we may not have had that problem.
Well, if I was a vegetarian, I would have ate him. No meat on a bug like that.
It is winter, a time to pause. The driveway is half shoveled out, but I lay down the shovel, and I pause to enjoy this moment. After all, this is my first heart attack. So anyway, like I was saying about UFO sightings, a bunch of us were having a late night skinny dip last night, and this UFO come down about treetop level, hovered there for a little while, then it took off about 1 trillion miles an hour, and it comes roaring back down, screeches to a halt, but without the screech.
No way, Uncle Red. These things always turn out to be like swamp gas or weather balloons or cafeteria food.
There are aliens and they exist, Harold, and they're watching us. It's just that the government is keeping the whole thing a big secret.
Well, so am I.
This here is the first book I ever read. It's 3 or 4 years ago now. It's The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. There's nothing quite as good as messing in boats. I'm kind of paraphrasing. Either messing in them or messing out of them, but just messing around with boats. That's what Kenneth Grahame said. My friend Jimmy McVeigh he's a postal worker, and he's been messing around with this boat for a while, and actually he's made quite a mess of it, hasn't he? Oh, here comes Jimmy now. How you doing, Jim?
Bloody hell! Look at this! Look at that, Red.
God.
Another bloody pair of pants ruined.
Oh.
I take my life in my hands every time I go out on this career. I mean, I risk my life for people like Ed McMahon. Bloody junk meal. I could get rabies, you know.
Boy, dogs hate posties, don't they, Jim?
Dogs? That was no dog did that. A man bit me. Bloody lunatic. Just because I was a couple of weeks late delivering his pension check.
He's an old man.
It was. Yeah, the senior citizen, they go off their nut, you know, they do their bunkers just because they can get a letter from home or from the grandchildren. Why can't they pick up the bloody telephone?
Well, let's forget that. Let's talk about the boat. That's a different thing.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. This boat is my salvation.
Yeah.
This is my relief in life.
Yeah.
My darling, my beauty.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah. This boat's like a wife for you, isn't it, Jim?
Red, this boat is not like a wife. This boat is here when I come home every afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this boat did not take off with the TV
No.
and the VC bloody R.
No.
No. This boat is my friend.
You know, Jimmy, Kenneth Grahame said there's nothing more important than messing about in boats, and, well, this is for you.
Jeez, thanks very much, Red.
No problem.
I think I could make good use of this.
Uh-huh.
I need a 3/4 inch shim for that motor in there.
No, Jimmy, this is an original autographed edition, you know, by the author.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Well, I only need to take it down to 3/4.
Oh, Jimmy, this book's worth $270.
Well, that bloody motor's in there is worth $2,000. So you tell me what's more important. There's $60 worth.
I'm up. across the tundra where the polar bears dance.
Yeah.
I got snow in my face and ice in my pants. I'm fishing the Arctic and I just had to phone you because I caught something big.
Double pneumonia. Oh, Uncle Red, that is so weird. I was just going to read from the viewer mail, and every time you walk in.
For heaven's sake.
That's weird, eh? That's weird. That's so weird. Anyway, here's the letter. Okay, it says, Dear Red, I've been watching your show for a short time now, but it seems longer. I really like when you do features on winter activities. Have you ever done anything on snowmobiles?
Oh, you know that, Harold. I certainly have. I've ridden on them. I've stood up on them. I went into a couple of trees on them. I remember one time I got...
No, Uncle Red, I think he means on the show. Like, have you ever done a segment on snowmobiles?
Oh. Oh, well, yes, yes, we have. Just last year there, I was out fishing for walleye, and I hooked into a snowmobile, which had gone through the ice the previous winter. I pulled her right up into the boat.
Wow, you must have had like a 1,000-pound test line?
Well, you know me. And if any of the viewers at home wanted to try fishing for snowmobiles, what you do is you run your line very deep, big hook, no bait, and do your fishing out in the center of the lake where the ice is the thinnest in the winter. Those things will give you a heck of a fight, a lot more than, say, a car tire or even an outboard motor.
Yeah, oh, jeepers, now that's fishing.
Well, I got a heck of a time landing that, though. You know, we used a 9-foot dip net, lots of rope. And I bet the boat capsized 300, 400, maybe 500 times before we actually got the unit in there.
Boy, that sounds like fun.
Well, it's not.
Well, let's go to our next segment.
I had more to say about the snowmobiles.
Yeah, I know.
You know, one of the things that you need to learn how to do when you're a woodsman is to set a fire. It's a source of heat, it's a source of cooking, and it's a source of entertainment. So,